Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Um, I am going to do a tutorial on these nice little fairy wings here. They're really easy to do. I'm going to be using Blender and Photoshop to do it, but you can pretty much use this method with any photo editor slash paint um, program slash 3D modeling program. It's really easy to do. Um, these wings are game ready. They're animatable. I can't speak. They can pretty much go in any game because they're just a plane. So uh, this is going to be easy. It's mostly going to be in materials. So we'll jump right in and do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a nice blank um, canvas here in Photoshop. Now what I did for this, just to make sure I had nice resolution and that it's scaled properly for mapping later, is that I made a canvas that is 4,000 by 2,000 pixels. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio, um, height times width there. So it doesn't really matter what resolution you decide to go with. Just do make sure it's always 2-to-1. So if you do 4,000, 2,000 across, 6,000 up, 3,000 across. It's really not too hard. All right, so we're going to jump right in here. We're going to make another layer. We've got two layers over here. On the first layer, the bottommost layer, it doesn't matter what it's called, of course, I am going to make it black. And we're going to do this. I always lose track of where my paint bucket is. Just whoop, paint bucket. We're going to go up to the next layer. And actually, we're going to throw in another layer here. I lied. Okay, so we're going to go 2 layers up. Then we're going to take our nice little pen tool. And this is going to be basically the shape and body of the wing. So we take the pen tool. We start up at this corner here. Boop. And we just kind of make a nice curved wing. Make that a little bit more curved. Oh, I messed up. Okay. What did I do? Take 2 here. So make a nice curved wing. And I find that the kind of shape that's always best to pursue is kind of a teardrop, dewdrop kind of shape, and to make it as smooth as possible. So yeah, and what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to connect them. What this design is going to require is a lot of pressure sensitivity. So we want to make sure that it has a nice swoop to it in order to make it nice and flighty and fanciful. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave those two ends open. Hopefully the computer will automatically pressure sensitize that end so that it makes a nice crisp line going off. So we're going to take our color, we're going to match it up to white, straight up to white. We're not going to do any kind of gray in between. We're just going straight to white. Then we're going to go to our paintbrush. We're going to make sure that we have a nice size for this layout. I find that 55 is good. I do soft round pressure size. So that's going to give it a pressurized look, like we dropped the pen here and then did really hard, and then we went back and did it lighter. So that's all good. We are going to click on our path, and we are going to stroke the path, make sure that simulate pressure is on, and we're going to use our brush setting. And boop, it just goes like that. I always delete the paths. You don't have to delete the path. You can always do subpaths. I just like getting them out of the way from my own workflow. But there you see. Oops, my bad. Get out of here. You see we have a nice little trail off at the top, which will give it a nice little kind of implied wingtip. And we like that. Alright, so we're going to do the bottom section of the wing now. I think people who are familiar with 3D modeling can probably already see where this is going. And I'm gonna give it, I guess I'll give it a nice little flight there as well. I don't mind. Nope, I don't want to do that. Nope. Alright. I'm gonna do a sub, because this is, you'll see in a minute, this is gonna be, the side loading is not really that critical. No, don't do that. Yeah. Go down here, we'll really make use of that room that we have. And we'll just, yeah, we'll make it like that. That's fine. That's a fine wingtip. Alright, so we're going to do this, and we're going to stroke that subpath, and we're going to use the same settings. Hopefully it'll do the same thing. We're going to take that guy, and we are going to, is it going to make me stroke both of my, yeah, it's fine though. I don't care. This is why I like to get rid of my paths. It makes me happier. So you see now we have a nice little thing. That's a nice kind of almond-shaped wing. So the outer wing is done. That's fine. I am happy with that. Decently happy with that. Alright, so now for the inner wing, we can do all kinds of designs here. It doesn't really matter what we do. We can kind of let our artistic selves go nuts, and I will. So I'm just going to take a few moments to design this. I like the curlies. Secret be told, I am a pretty big fan of the Tinkerbell movies that Disney came out with. I think that the design in them, although the budget is clearly lower, I think the design is absolutely fabulous for the fairy wings, and just the way that they kind of pulled off the whole natural aesthetic. Okay, so we got that. It's a little fluffier there than I would like, but that's, it's fine. For this example, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, delete the path. So now we have a nice little curl in there. It's not the most artistic that we could do, but we're going to try to do this on the time limit, just so that you get the idea, because I'm not here to tell you how to do art. I'm just here to tell you how to do this art. Alright. Okay, cool. Just a little puzzle in there. And I'm not even going to worry about it. I'll just do subpaths from now on. Okay, I'm going to do something fun here. I'm going to do a little curly around the bottom edge of the wing. I'm going to come up around. I'm going to do a little twisty again. But surprise, surprise, I am also going to have that twisty come back out. It's going to get a little crowded. We might even turn down the brush size for this, but it's going to come up along this leading edge of the ring. I think that's going to, it's going to look like poop. Alright. We can make adjustments, people do. I've heard. That's fine. This is fine. This is fine. But yeah, again, it may seem a little juvenile, but if you are interested in making fairy wings, definitely check out the Tinkerbell movies, because there are no better wings made, I think, in anything. Especially if you're making video game wings and you want to just kind of get an idea of how wings should look. Because this design-wise is not a great example. Alright, stroke, subpath. Wait, what? Is that a subpath? Oh yeah, it is a subpath, okay. Stroke, subpath. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. Alright, and again, we're just going to come down like this. Maybe fill in it a little bit. No, that's not what I wanted to do, but thank you for your concern. Alright. Alright. Okay, so, not the most amazing wings, but you get the idea, and we can just kind of keep doing this as often as we want. And that's, solid wings. Solid wings. I'm going to delete that path, just get it out of the way. Now we're going back to our layers. You're going to be thinking to yourself, Blair, why on earth do we have 2 layers here? That is a great question, to which I will answer right away. I am going to do a little bit of grayscaling here. We're going to get a little tricky just because wings aren't, perfectly transparent. They have a little haze to them. They got a little something in there. So we're going to take it down, not too high, but we are going to give it a little bit of grayscale depth. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to paint it on. There are a couple ways to do this. The way that I'm going to do it now is, again, a time thing, and it's going to be super lazy. Like super lazy. I am just going to paint it in. The better way, if you wanted to do a better way, would be to actually isolate this area with magic wand or a pen tool or whatever you want to do. That's the better way. I'm just gonna go nuts in here and kind of have fun. But yeah, maybe we'll do it that way. No, I'm gonna be lazy. Deal with it. All right. So we're gonna just kind of paint in here and give it a little bit of haze. Which is totally fine, because we're not going to be affecting the lower level, or the higher level at all. And in fact, we can clean this up now. Just kind of, get a nice curve. Really just kind of take your time. Oh, see, not like me. This is what happens when you rush and you don't use an actual tablet and pen. This is just me mousing it. I have a nice little saying that drawing with a mouse is like putting on eyeliner with a hammer. And it's true. It's really difficult to do. Sometimes you can get nice mice that will lower the pixel density for you so that you can go slower. Who does that? Probably some guy. Alright. Okay, so we've got a nice little bit of substance to this wing now. But are we done? No, we're not. We are going to do this even further. We're going to give it a nice broad stroke. Oh my god, not that broad of a stroke. No, still no. No. You could just scale this on the screen, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to delete this a little bit. Just kind of give it a nice little, because we want it to kind of vanish into the wing. And we're going to do these as separate layers because I don't want the full opacity to disappear on the kind of structure of the wing. I just kind of want it to taper off nicely here. I want to do them separately. I'm going to lower the opacity just a little bit on this brush just so that we get a nice kind of measured look. So, yeah, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Perfect. Okay. That looks nice. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go nuts on the wing part, just so that it has kind of a mystical vanishing point. I'm going to go full this, yeah. So it has this kind of like, oh, is it part of the wing? Is it floating? What's going on here? I like that. I like that look. I think that's enough. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, so we have a nice wing here, and the way that this is going to work, again, if you know 3D modeling and you know texturing, you know UV mapping, you can kind of get an idea of how this is going to work already. This is not a texture. This is an opacity map. So basically, the white is going to tell the program where things are visible, and black is going to represent where things are invisible, and everything in between is what's going to tell the computer kind of go halvesies on it. So we're going to save this. Actually, sorry, we're going to export this. We're going to export it as a PNG because it really doesn't matter in Blender. The program I'm using likes PNGs a lot. So I'm going to export this. You see, I already made an example map. I'm going to do example map numero dos. This one's slightly better than the one I did before. Okay, that's how it goes, isn't it? All right, so we're going to leave Photoshop now. It's going to ask me if I want to save. No, I don't want to save that. All right, and then we're going to go into Blender. We're going to hop straight into the blend. And so you're going to start with a new kind of default file here. You're going to want to put the if it's not already, it should already be there, but in this case it's not because I clicked around. I'm going to put the cursor in the, oh, no, that's my bad, in the center. Oh my god, really? Okay, sorry guys, I'm having trouble here. Go, go, go. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put the origin, 3D origin, in the center. The cursor, excuse me. Then we are going to add a plane. That's it, plane. This is all the 3D modeling. Oh, sorry, no, this isn't all the 3D modeling you have to do. Okay, here's all the 3D modeling you have to do. So the dimensions, of course, we want it to match our map. So what we're going to do is we're going to decide what axis we're working on. In this case, I'm probably going to work on the x-axis because when I press 1, it goes to the x-axis. So the x-axis is going to be my shorter one. So it's going to be 1 meter, and that's going to be by 2. So again, we have a 2 to 1 map here. That's all the 3D modeling you have to do in this. I am going to rotate it on the x-axis by 90 degrees, so it's sticking straight up. Yeah, this is so easy, it's painful. I am going to just get myself ready by going to the, no, I don't need the UV editor. Again, I don't need the UV editor. It's so painfully easy. All right, I am going to add a new material to this. The material's base is going to be an image texture, and you can see it's populating over here. If you're not familiar with nodes, I'm sure there's an equivalent to all of these in whatever program you're using. In Blender, usually it's nodes, or you can adjust stuff on the side, but nodes is the stronger way to do it. Okay, so as our base color, it's going to be connected to this image texture, and it's asking me to define what that image texture is, which is fine. I am going to go into Wing Tutorial and use Example Map 2, the one that we just made. Okay, so that's going to be our base color. Oh, or is it? Yes, it is. Okay. I am going to go to full rendered mode because, you know, why not? There's really nothing to render here. I'm going to get rid of this light because this light is going to cause problems. Alright, back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Alright, so this is going to be probably the simplest shading that we've ever done. We're going to take just all of these leads off of the node, and we're just going to plug them in. This one is going to become our, where are you, alpha? That's our alpha. Yeah, that's it. And right now you can't see anything, but that is going to change. Right now, what we set our emission to is going to be whatever light comes off of the wings. So actually, I don't even think you need the base color. Yeah, it doesn't change a goddamn thing. Excuse my language. So yeah, the emission is going to control what color your wings shine now. And this is just an alpha map. You can make them blue, you can make them pink. Let's do pink wings. Pink wings are awesome. Actually, we'll do purple wings. My wife's favorite color is purple, so we'll do it purple. Okay, so yeah, these are shiny wings now. And just for sake of reference, I am going to add, just so we can really see the shine on them, this beautiful ray tracing technology. I am going to put a surface there. And on the surface, let's see, there should be a default material. We're going to call this default material very metallic, and we're going to make it kind of shiny. Yeah, shiny, so it looks cool. So yeah, there you have it. I'm going to rotate this actually on the z-axis 90 degrees. Nope, I'm going to do a rotate on the z-axis negative 90 degrees because that looks better. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it just a little bit to the side here. I am going to rotate it on the z-axis just a little bit, just to give it that kind of that deviation. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset all of the transforms so that its origin is back at 0 on all axes. Then I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to mirror it, and since it's set back to 0, I can just mirror on the x-axis. Oh, it has to be dropped. Alright. I'm going to mirror it. I'm going to do that on the x-axis, and there you go. Perfectly symmetrical wings. And on here you can see where the edge is, and you may be thinking, Blair, what the hell? But that's actually just in the editor. It's not going to render that way, not in the game, not in any form. So yeah, don't worry about that little line there. It's really not important. And to rig these, just as easy, really easy. In fact, I might rig them right now. Okay. Hello. Okay. So yeah. Basically, all you're going to do is create an armature at 0. There we go. Is this right? It's so hard to see because there we go. Armature, you have your root node. Yeah, I'll do it in this 90 degrees out. No, negative 90. I don't know why. I said I'm a liar. I said I was going to work solely on the x-axis. Now I'm working on the y. We're going to do it on x, negative 90. Oh, nope, I lied. Our x 90. Okay. Huh. I could have sworn it wanted a negative before. Alright. So we go into edit mode. So this is our base, our root. And all we do, really easy, we have the X mirror selected. We do Shift E on this joint, and it will take us out with 2 bones that are perfectly symmetrical. Actually, and they'll stay symmetrical too. I mean, there's no need to mess about with them. And then it becomes a very simple matter of rigging it. To rig, basically, what we do is we take one of these wings. I didn't name them, I'm sorry. I'm being so lazy, guys. I apologize. We parent it, and we do it with empty groups because we don't want it to be automatic. We don't want any bleed over. Um, then we do the simple matter of going to weight paint mode, and in weight paint mode, we select this bone, and we just do like the Queen of Hearts, and we paint the roses red here. So that bone is going to do all of that. And of course, with the other one, we do the same thing. Parent it, empty groups. We select this first, the skeleton first. We then select the actual mesh, if you can even call it that. We go to weight paint. We select the bone. We paint it red, blood. All right. So that should all be rigged up, and we can see that if we go into pose mode now, you can move the wings. The wings will flap and flutter. They will flutter by. Wings. All right. We're off. All right. So there you have it. Rigged wings, and skeleton can be imported into a game too. Put on a socket if you're using Unreal Engine, and you have wings that will flap. You can animate them, do all that stuff to them. Right, and yeah, that's kind of annoying, but for our purposes, we can take that out. Now, if we wanted to see, we could do some different stuff with this too. This map pretty much works for everything. I'm actually going to take the roughness down on these, make them, I like shiny and glossy. I make a metallic map. I could even just take this, plug it right into the metallic map if I wanted. Why not? If you really want to get crazy with it, you can add a vector like a displacement map and put that directly into the height, and that will make it bumpy. Displacement, there it is. I mean, you can't really see it right now, or at all. But yeah, could be fun. You can mess around with it. Anyway, the point is, this is pretty much universal now. You've made this map. That's opacity, yeah, but you can also make it roughness. You can make it whatever. You could invert it and make it shiny, so you have variation in how much shine you have, glossiness-wise. We can mess around to, let's look at this, maybe put in an HDRI. See if I have any good ones. Environment texture. Everything's purple. Go into my secret vault of textures, HDRI. Ooh, Misty Pines or Snowy Forest Path. I think it'll look better on Misty Pines. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can see that it looks pretty fantabulous. I will say one thing, that is, and you can even see the displacement kind of working there. It's not the best resolution, but it's working, so it looks interesting. So yeah, this is basically it. That's all you do, and you have fairy wings, and these are importable to Unreal Engine. Obviously, any game engine will take these. They're one plane each. I mean, they will take almost no memory to do, besides the fact that they have to render a kind of complex map, but it's not even that complex of a texture. So you can really do some gorgeous stuff with it. And yeah, have it on your players, have it on characters, it doesn't really matter. Animate them, go crazy, really, and have fun with them. One thing I will say about any engine is that usually the render will be one-sided, so the texture will only show up on one side. This is obviously really easy fix. Just make sure that the texture's two-sided and you'll see both sides of the wing. But yeah, that is how you do a fairy wing. That looks pretty nifty, pretty competent, if I do say so myself. Um, and it doesn't take much time at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know how your project turned out, what you're using, and have fun